what inspired me to write my first book? Um, my first book, my very first book, that would be Zorg Mizzou, of course, and the book is kind of about a bunch of magical creatures that have gone missing, and kind of that story. The inspiration for that story was when I was a kid. It seemed like there was more kind of reporting of like strange events in the newspaper, in the regular newspaper. So there were things like you could open like the regular newspaper and you would see things like new photographs of the Loch Ness Monster or UFOs, strange lights over the skies of Toronto on Saturday. And over time, it seemed like those sorts of stories disappeared. And so I wondered, maybe something has happened to the Loch Ness Monster and the Sasquatch and things like these. So I decided to come up with an idea of what might have happened to them, and that was our reason.
How did you come up with the title?
The title? Wow. All right, well, a long time ago I met someone from Kalamazoo, Michigan. Have you heard of Kalamazoo, Michigan? Of course not. Does it even sound like a real? It doesn't sound like a real place, right? It's crazy, right? It's actually not. Excuse me. It's actually not very far from Toronto. It's about 5-6 hours drive from Toronto into Michigan. And I met someone from Kalamazoo, and when they told me they were from Kalamazoo, I laughed because I didn't believe that such a place existed, and I embarrassed myself because it is a real place. And the person was like, "Don't laugh, that's real. I'm really from this." So I remembered Kalamazoo as a strange place when I was writing the book, and I needed a name for a strange place. Zorg Mizzou is a setting, village in the mountains. So I took the name of the creatures, Zorgles, in the book, and Kalamazoo, this strange place I didn't believe existed. I put them together, Zorg Mizzou.
Are you working on any new books?
I am working on new books. I've finished 2 books, but I'm doing the rewrites right now. So let's see, right now it is February of 2012, and I'm doing rewrites on another novel in the same style as Zorg Mizzou, but not with Katrina and Morty. It's completely different. It's kind of a medieval comedy. Princes and princesses and kings and queens and things, but in the same style, same poetic rhythm and rhyme of Zorg Mizzou. And then I'm also a much older book, older than Dust City, kind of late, upper teen, I think it's called. They say upper teen. So yeah, and those will come out, I don't know, maybe the fall of this year, probably early to 2013. So yeah. Publishing is very slow.
What did you do before you were a writer?
What did I do before as a writer? All kinds of things. I did work in publishing a little bit. I worked as an editor for a magazine that published short stories. So not a very famous magazine. And I worked in I had office jobs, computer programming jobs. I worked for a film and television production company doing anything that needed to be done. And I also wrote the English scripts for imported Japanese cartoons, sometimes referred to as anime. Yeah, I'm not a big anime fan, but I have some. I speak a little bit of Japanese, so it got me the job. So.
Oh, cool. What is your favorite theme, genre, or character to write about?
Say that again?
What is your favorite theme, genre, or character to write about?
Theme, genre, or character to write about? Whoa, guy. I don't know. I don't think I have a thing. My approach to writing is really what's right for the book. I usually think okay, I'm writing a mystery, so what makes a good mystery? And then I just I think I fall in love with the genre and the character, when I start the book. I don't really have a preference. My next book, my first two books had fantasy elements, but my next two books do not. But I don't like anyone either than more than another. It's just the book I'm writing is usually the book I'm writing. The genre I like is the one I'm working on right now. That's my favorite genre.
As a child, what did you want to do when you grew up?
As a child, what did I want to do? There were two things I wanted to do. One of them was to become an author. I wanted to be a writer. I also wanted to be a mad scientist.
Good choice.
Yeah, and to be honest, in terms of spending time in prison, author is better than mad scientists tend to, they're taking over the world with the giant robots and lasers and things. They live in volcanoes, and so it's a much more peaceful, placid lifestyle being an author. So I think I made the right decision.
Do you hear from your readers much?
Do I hear from my readers much? I do, kind of. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what is a lot. Not very much, actually. I have my blog, and I have comments on my blog, and I have a blog, a Facebook page, and I tweet. I do all the things that I'm supposed to do. Get in with the kids. You know how it is. And yeah, I get people respond and stuff. Occasionally, I would like to get more letters, but I don't get many letters. And sometimes they don't get to me. They get sent to my publisher or my agent, and then they kind of take like 6 months. So I apologize if anyone's watching this and has written me a letter and it's sitting at my publisher's routing box. I apologize, but I will get to it eventually. But I like getting things in the mail, but very, very, very seldom do I get letters, but I think that's because you guys don't use paper anymore. Because you are children of the revolution. Or something. All right.
What does your family think of your writing?
What does my family think of my writing? I think they think it's pretty cool. I think most of my family think I'm a little bit strange. Like I don't think my family even understand how I make money. Like, I think they just think I think they're like, he's a dreamer, he's a black sheep, he's crazy. I think I'm a bit strange, a bit peculiar, especially when they read the books. And they're like, often my mother's comment is usually, you have a wonderful imagination. And I can't really, the way she said, I can't tell if it's a compliment or an indictment. I don't know. All right. Yeah, but in general, they think it's very cool. I think it's very cool. It's just a little bit mysterious, I think, to a lot of people.
What do you like to do when you're not writing?
What do I like to do when I'm not writing? Wow. I'm under so much pressure to write books, I feel like I never do anything. Maybe eat and sleep, and then the rest of the time it's... I don't know, I love reading. A lot of my inspiration comes when I'm reading other books. I really like ice skating. I took up ice skating recently. Not a lot of... Are you an ice skater?
Yeah, I figure skate.
Oh, you figure skate?
Yeah.
I don't figure skate. I clumsy skate.
Oh.
I'm new. I started last winter. And see, here's the thing that not a lot of people know. But Toronto, Ontario, Canada has the largest number of free ice skating rinks per capita in the entire world. So there's a lot of great places to skate for free. And that's a little plug for, if you want to take up ice skating, this is the city to do it. Okay.
If you had to choose, which writer would you consider a mentor?
A mentor. A mentor. Mentor sounds like they sort of, I actually know them and they take me under my wing and they're like, hey, let me tell you how it's going to be.
Or inspired you?
Inspired me, okay. Because I don't know, mentor. Inspired me. These are difficult questions. A lot of questions on that page. All right. Mentor. Well, I have to admit, it has my favorite blurb, the best blurb I've ever got is when someone said that my book was like Roald Dahl and Dr. Seuss put together. And I have to admit, the reason who doesn't love those two authors? But I really did love them when I was a kid, and it's very, very flattering that someone saw that in my books. I love both of them, and so yeah, I would say definitely Zorga Mizzou is a clear product of growing up reading all the Dr. Seuss books, followed by all the Roald Dahl books. Yeah, definitely inspirations too.
Any more questions? It's a lot of questions.
It is a lot of questions.
We won't ask you all of them.
You can ask me one. You can ask me more. You can ask me many.
Choose one. Choose one more, Dana.
Wow. Yeah. It's quite
That
a
one?
thorough. It's hard-hitting investigative.
I don't have that many
journalism
questions.
here.
I only have Do 2 you pages. have to travel much concerning your
Do I have to travel much concerning my books? You know what? I do. I have to travel way more than I thought. Like I do school visits, and that's a lot of driving. But I was invited last year to a festival in Lincolnshire, England, and they actually got funding to. I was like, I didn't talk to them. Who uses the phone anymore? I emailed them, and I was like, I live in Toronto. Like I can't come to this festival, and they're like, it's okay. We got fun. They actually sent me to England to do it. It was amazing. That was amazing. And last year, Zorga Mizzou won the California Young Reader Award, that was huge, amazing for me. And it was because California Young Reader Medal, and it is the same as the Silver Birch. It's the Forest of Reading program in California, and to have Zorga Mizzou win that was amazing. So I went to California for that. Those are the two big. Two. So is that a lot? I don't know. That's a lot more than I thought. So pretty amazing. Yeah, those two were very, very memorable experiences for me.
Well, thank you.
No, thank you. That was lovely. I'm really happy we were able to do it. Thank you very much, and happy reading.